Hello again, and welcome to Uncle Kevin's Snack Attack, where I teach you how to attack your cravings back. Tonight, we got something special. Tonight, you're going to meet my little family, my children, my dogs, what I like to call them. And the first one is little Carlos. Yes, little Carlos, the little guy that we recently gave a nickname to because he likes to go out in the yard, dig up grubs. So now we call him Grubby because he likes to do that. This is the little Carlos. And then second, we have our oldest. That was our youngest baby. This is our oldest one. Yep, this is our old one. This was the star. Yep. She has a little mark in the middle of her forehead that when she was a puppy really did look like mostly a star. It doesn't so much now, but that's what we named her. And this is our little baby star. And the other one's jumping around after that. So anyway, I just wanted you to meet the little piece of my family, our two little dogs we call our children. But anyway, tonight when we have a snack attack, we have a special dish. Can't quite tell you everything about what it is, but we're going to start actually cooking something tonight. It's not just going to be a snack. So, very simple meal, but yet it's very, this is going to be delicious, I'm telling you. But anyway, so what we're going to do is, we got a little frying pan here. We're going to put it on like 3 or 4, let it heat up for a second. And then we're going to take some olive oil, put it in the pan, let it get hot. Yeah, probably should have opened that before, you know. I do. There we go. You got some olive oil. You know how it is with Uncle Kevin. Starts cooking. He wants to dance because he knows food is coming. And then we're going to take, actually we're going to let the olive oil sit in the pan and get warm for a minute. We're going to get us out. I don't like to use wooden spoons on these pans, so we're going to use a little spoon here. We'll mix up this olive oil. Don't need a lot. I'd say a couple of tablespoons, not very much. You don't want to put too much down in the pan. You're trying to get some flavor there, but you don't want to put too much. And of course tonight, we have a surprise that goes with this, but can't find out what that is yet. Not yet. So, take olive oil, let it get warm. And then we're going to take, we're going to cut up some onion. I'm sorry. I'll let you know what this is in a minute. We're going to cut up some onion. This is how I cut up the onion. I don't have any other size. I just cut it in quarters like this. And then I just kind of peel it back from there. And then we have, I kind of split it like this. We're not going to need this whole onion. I kind of split it up, put it down in the olive oil. And like I say, initially I just started out with a couple of tablespoons. May have to put more in it. But I just kind of break it up. I don't necessarily it doesn't have to be all perfect or anything. Just kind of cut it up, peel it up like this. A little olive oil. We're going to add a little bit to that, a little bit more to that. It's on like medium heat right now. Now it's important that you cook this for a few minutes, but don't put too much onion in it. It's not, like I said, we didn't necessarily need that whole onion. I just started with the whole onion. I just kind of peel it back like this. Put the onion in it. Ooh, we got onion. Onion. So, we're going to let that cook just a few minutes. Let it get hot. Gonna mix it in. Like I said, not too much onion. You don't want to put a lot in. You want to put some in it. Just trying to saute them a little bit in the olive oil. You have to cut it down on the heat too. Sometimes you got to pull it off the heat. Sometimes you get a little too warm. I did get a little too warm. Don't want it to pop all over me. The onion is here. Now if you want, you can add things like pepper, salt if you want it, but I tend to stick to just the flavors of the onion that are already there, the natural flavors of the onion and the olive oil. Just kind of let that cook for a minute. You're just kind of sauteing it. You don't want to get it too warm though. Apparently we have to turn it down a little. It's a little too warm. Now here's the deal. Also too, we'll let that saute for just a minute. Yep. Then we got syrup. That's right, we're going to take a little bit of syrup. We're going to pour it in there. We're going to mix it with that onion. Yeah. A little bit of syrup. Look at that. Alright. There we have it. That's right, we got syrup, we got olive oil, and we got onion. Now, make sure you keep an eye on this. You don't want to, because you can, what you can do is you can kind of burn it, or you can cook too much of the olive oil out. You got to remember, syrup is getting hot. So like I said, you may have to come along and add a little bit of olive oil to it. And you kind of just let that saute. Now, like most other snack attacks that we got for Uncle Kevin, we always have a surprise. And what is going to go in our nice little onion thing here? Forgot to get my plate. So, what we got going in it. Hello? Carlos, go see Mama. Got Carlos interrupting things. He decided he wanted to wander in here while I'm cooking. So, for a surprise under the tail, we got stir. That's right. A nice. Look at this. Look at this, y'all. We got some steak. Look at that. Look at that nice juicy steak. This. I'm going to turn that down on low. You don't want that to cook too quickly. Just kind of take some of your steak. I just cut it a long way like this, kind of like in strips. You can use any steak you want. It doesn't matter if it's sirloin or T-bone. It doesn't matter. Just any steak. And you might ask too, why did I just not buy some stew meat, or I didn't buy, well, actually, it's kind of funny. You can buy some steak cheaper than you can buy stew meat that's already cut up. So that's why I just went ahead and bought the steak. It was actually a few bucks cheaper than buying a whole thing of that. Then you're going to take some of that steak, throw it in there. Throw it in there. Not too big of chunks. I didn't buy too thick of a steak. It's only about maybe a little over half inch thick steak. Carlos out. I'm gonna have to tell him to get out sometime. Now, if you want to, like I said, I'm just making a little here. I'm gonna stir all that in. I'm going to mix a little more steak with it. I'm going to say just keep it on low because it really doesn't take much for it to cook. I'm going to stick a little bit more in here. Let's use this one. It works a little better than that one. Just take that. I cut some of the fat out of it just now. Just cut it up in small bite-sized pieces, really. Throw it in the pan, mix it up. And like I said, you can add salt and pepper or anything else, but man, you ought to smell this right now. See, that's one thing bad about video. You can't smell what you're cooking. but I can smell it and it gets me excited. This smells so good right now. Woo! Yes, sir. Smells so good. Throw some steak in the pan. Mix it up. Mix it up. Oh, I'm going to turn it up a little bit. I turned it down a little bit too low. Like I said, you got all that flavor and you had already sauteed those onions to go in it. Like I said, we're going to turn it up a little bit, put a little bit more heat on it. Like I said, just keep mixing it. That's what I do. That's one of my keys to making dishes. A lot of times when I make dishes, I will sit here, you know, when it's the right dishes, but I'll just sit here and mix it up. Just sit here and mix it up as I cook it. Let it cook it. If you like it, if you want to cook it like a little bit rare or something like that, hey, that's good too. And one of the other things I do with this is sometimes I'll add Worcestershire sauce. If you don't know what that is, let me cover up this brand so I don't get in trouble. But that's what it is right there. You can read that in the film. I mean in the video here. But you can add that to it too. That's also an option. But this smells really freaking good. Oh my goodness. Woo! This smells so good. Oh my goodness. I love cooking. Y'all know that by now. Love to cook. But this is coming up really, really good. Wow. Starting to juice from the steak is starting to mix with the onion and the syrup. I'm telling you, mixing that syrup with it. Oh wow, that's really good. Oh wow. I just keep it moving. Yeah, and the other thing too is, like, never hurts. You want to take some veggies and add that to, you can't go wrong. Potatoes, put potatoes in it. Put carrots or carrots, new potatoes. Heck, I don't know. You could throw broccoli, squash in there. It doesn't matter. But mix all that together, man. Shoot, what I'm talking about. But yeah. Oh, this just looks wonderful right here. It smells so freaking good. It's like, oh. Woo. So then, also, when you get done, right as you get done with it, do this. Right as you get it, cook it like 6 or 7 minutes. Like I said, you can, obviously this is actually a little bit, it's going to be just a tad bit rare, so not quite done. Add a little more olive oil to it. Just a little bit more. Right? A little bit more olive oil to it. Let it cool. It smells so good, man. Woo! What's a lot to do? I'm making a mess over here, but I don't care. I gotta clean it up anyway. Yeah. Now you're gonna say, well, it's just steak and onions. Well, let me tell you. What I found is, we're taking that steak and onions and mixing it with that olive oil and that syrup. I'm telling you, that's a combination. Also, too, you want to add a little bit of malt vinegar. You can find malt vinegar. You can add that to it. That might spice up the flavor a little bit. I like to use the flavor of the foods and oils. I don't always put salt and pepper and different, you know, spices and things like that. Hi, little boy. When is she mom? But anyway, so we're going to take a little bit of this. We're going to pop it in the plate real quick. And man, let me tell you. Let's see what we got here. Actually, that's just for scooping purposes. We're just going to keep this up with a spoon. Let me get some of that onion in there too. So yeah. So there we go. That's it. Simple dish. Doesn't matter. And oh man, look at this. Oh wow. So yeah. Woo! So I'm telling you, man, that is so delicious. Oh my goodness. So once again, Uncle Kevin teaches you how to attack your cravings back. Uncle Kevin out.